All right, guys, so I'm going to quickly go over what area model and partial product are, and I'm going to use our math problems for the day. So I'm going to start with partial product. So partial product is just, it looks normal, like we are kind of used to, and it is taking partial or parts of the math problem, and it is doing it in pieces. So just like in addition and subtraction, if you don't have your numbers lined up well, it's going to make it a lot more difficult, okay? So make sure that they are lined up. So 6 is by itself, it's 1, so it's going to go in the ones place of our number 403. So this is the ones place, tens place, hundreds place, just a quick review. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the numbers in the ones place first. So the 6 is, we're never going to stop using the 6. So the 6 does not get crossed off, which is, we don't have to cross it off, but it's helpful. So I'm going to start here, 6 times 3, and I'm going to write this over here. 6 times 3, and we know that that's 18. So we want to make sure that our product gets lined up with our place. So because in 18, 8 is in the ones place, and make sure it goes in the ones place, and then the 1 is in the tens place, so it goes in to the tens place. So next thing, since we're done with the 3, if that will help you, you can cross the 3 off because we're not going to use it anymore. Then we're going to go 6 times 0. Since the 0 is in the tens place, there's nothing there. So it's 6 times 0. And what I like to do is, because I'm not using the ones place anymore, I'm done with it. So our 0, which is sometimes called a placeholder, goes there. And then 6 times 0 is 0 because there's nothing in the tens place. You can cross that off too. And because we're moving down, we aren't going to do anything in the ones place, and we aren't going to do anything in the tens place. So now we have 6 times 4, but it's actually 400. So over here it would be 400. Oops, I should probably do 6. 6 times 400. But we already used our ones and our tens place 0, our little placeholders. We already did that. So now we're looking at 6 times 4. And 6 times 4, we know, is 24. And so now we are going to add it. 8 all the way down, 1 all the way down, 4, and then 2. So our product of 403 times 6 is 2,418. Now I'm going to do this same exact problem using area model, just so it's kind of a way to double check our answer. So remember, an area model, it is a box. So this is really helpful when you are learning area and perimeter. So area model, we are taking our 403 and we are splitting it up by place. So 403 is 400, since there's nothing in the tens place, we don't have to notice, we don't have to write it, 400 plus 3. So that is how we would split that up. So that means it's going to go on the top, so that means it's going to be 400 here, and then 3 over here. And remember, in area, it concerns itself with how much space a number takes up. So 400 takes up more space than 3, so we're going to give it more space in our area model box. And so we are multiplying 400 plus 3 times 6, so 6 is going to go over here. So remember how I said when it has the 2 zeros, you can kind of not make them invisible, but drop them down, because it's just going to be 6 times 0, we already know is 0. And now we have our 2 zeros transferred down here, and now we can just focus on this 4 right here. So again, 6 times 4 is 24, which means 6 times 400 is 2,400. And now we need to do 6 times 3. So 6 times 3 we know is 18. And so these are our two products. And we have to add our two products together, and which gives us 2,418, which is what we got when we did partial product. So hopefully that makes sense. Remember, the numbers that go on top, they do not multiply together, they add together to get this first number. So you need to add the top, or multiply the top by the side as however many times that you're given a number. So I'm going to do one more that isn't on our packet, just to give another example. So we'll do 300 4. So I'm going to do partial product first, and I'm going to check it with area model on the side. So 360 times 4. Again, here we go. So I'm going to do 4 times 0, which is 0. Then I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to, down here, I don't need to use the ones place anymore. So then I have 4 times what is technically 60, but because I already have my 0 right here, I don't need it. So 4 times 6 is 24, so 4 times 60 is 240, and now I'm done again with the ones and the tens place, and I'm looking at 4 times 300, but since I already have my zeros here, it's 4 times 3, which is 12, and then I'm going to add it together. So I have 1,140, and I'm going to use a different colored marker to do area model. And now I'm going to do the area model, which means I have to split up my 360. So 360, if I split it up, it's going to be 300 because I'm going by each value. There's nothing in the ones place, so it's just going to be 300 plus 60. So that means my box is going to look like this. 300 over here, 60 over here. Split it up, and we're multiplying it by 4, so 4 goes over there. I'm trying to get without the glare. There we go. And then I have my 2 zeros, which I can bring down. And then I can just focus on 4 times 3, which is 12, which means 4 times 300 is 1,200. And the next one is I can bring my 0 down here, kind of cross it off if I want. And now I have 4 times 6, which is 24, which means 4 times 60 is 240. And then we add what's inside together. And we get 1,440. So if you have any further questions, let me know and I can go over again with you. This again was partial product and then area model, and that is the math for page 10 today. So hopefully that was a little bit of a review and it kind of helped you make some connections with our math, and have a